stories. Outstanding OFWs receive Bagong Bayani Awards. Filipino seafarers save refugees in Mediterranean Sea. PMMA assures to resolve COVID-19 outbreak in the academy. Welcome to Marino World Weekend. I am Yin Bakani. Today is June 12, Independence Day. Proudly independent Philippines, made solid by Filipino mariners sailing over blue waters to secure the logistics chain of the world. 25 sea-based workers and 12 land-based workers are recipients of this year's Bagong Bayani Awards. Founded by the great Captain Gregorio Oca, the Bagong Bayani Foundation launched the Bagong Bayani Awards in 1989 to recognize and pay tribute to our OFWs for their significant efforts in fostering goodwill among peoples of the world, enhancing and promoting the image of the Filipino as a competent, responsible, and dignified worker, and for greatly contributing to the socio-economic development of their communities and our country as a whole. The 2021 Bagong Bayani Award for Community and Social Service were presented to the Filipino officers and crew of MV Asprey and LPGC Quebec.
The next awardee is Captain Victor Dizon Distor and the Filipino crew of MV Asprey, namely Chief Mate Taji L. Humadil, Second Mate Haile A. Caranto, Third Mate Alan O. Borlagdan, Chief Engineer Romeo O. Buenafe, Second Engineer Judicio M. Maramara Jr., Third Engineer Felix L. Robles, Fourth Engineer Jovan M. Valdez, Bosun Melchor T. Nueva III, Able Seaman Dandy B. Estanda, Able Seaman Mark B. Lauas, Able Seaman John Albert M. Marino, Ordinary Seaman Richard A. Quevedo, Ordinary Seaman Juniel Chris D. Sasi, Oiler John Romnig F. Dordas, Oiler Marvin H. Gayela, Oiler Raul U. Querol, Cook Steward Joseph D. Clavio, Messboy Philip G. Rivera. The government of Panama has nominated the Filipino crew on board manned vessel MV Asprey to receive a special recognition for the crucial role that they have played in rescuing 12 Syrian refugees found in distress adrift the Mediterranean Sea between Turkey and Cyprus on July 18, 2018. To recognize their act of valor, the International Maritime Organization issued a certificate of special recognition for merchant vessels and their crew who were involved in the rescue of mixed migrants at sea on September 17, 2018. This was conferred to Captain Victor Distor and the crew of the MV Asprey, Dalex Shipping Company SA, who were commended for their display of bravery, professionalism, and compassion, upholding the highest traditions beyond their duty at the sea. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Captain Victor Dizon Distor and the Filipino crew of MV Asprey.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Unang-una, taos puso po akong nagpapasalamat sa Bagong Bayani Award for Community and Social Service at sa lahat ng mga kasapi na buo-buo nito. There are no words to express my gratitude on behalf of the crew of MV Asprey, and I wanted to thank to the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, BOEE, and Bagong Bayani Foundation Incorporated for the 2021 Bagong Bayani Awards for Community and Social Service. I will not go into the details on how everything transpired, but I want to let everyone know that this act of love and kindness is not possible without my whole crew. I also feel very grateful to Dadex Shipping, the owners, or principal of MV Asprey, Inter-Orient Enterprises Incorporated Manila, the manning agency, and all bodies of maritime sector for letting us to do what they call heroic. Looking back, we thought that this opportunity to save life in itself is already an award. Thus, this unexpected recognition is very heartwarming, and we are hoping that our story would serve as an inspiration and reminder to value and appreciate life. It can be us who are in need of help. So if this opportunity arises, need an extra hand, remember that no act of kindness is too small. Once again, thank you and God bless. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang lahat ng mga marinong Pilipino.
We salute your bravery, Captain Distor, and the crew of MV Asprey. Congratulations, everyone. A round of applause for Captain Distor and the crew of MV Asprey. The next awardee is another group of seafarers led by Captain Felipe de Sabayla Langkawon and the Filipino crew of LPG Sea Quebec, namely Able Seaman Gaymar M. Malacad, Messman Dennis Zar S. De Gracia, Able Seaman Noli D. Socaire, Oiler Jupiter E. Natad Jr. On November 3, 2019, the EPS-managed gas carrier LPG Sea Quebec was involved in the rescue operation in Philippine waters while on laden voyage from Dampier, Western Australia to Gwangyang, South Korea. While performing routine duties on the bridge, A.B. Gaymar Malacad spotted 3 men on a rapidly sinking rowboat. He immediately followed the protocol and alerted 20 Sergi Budaini, who in turn reported the sighting to Captain Felipe Langkawon. Without hesitation, Captain Langkawon alerted the DPA and ordered the vessel to head towards the damaged boat while simultaneously notifying the Philippine Navy and initiating the rescue operations. The men, who are Philippine nationals, received a basic health screening and were found to be in good condition, aside from the psychological trauma and stress from the ordeal. They were also given EPS boiler suits and a very much needed meal as they waited for the Navy to arrive for their transfer. Because of Captain Felipe Langkawon and his Filipino crew, these men were rescued amidst the imminent danger at the sea. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Captain Langkawon and the crew of LPG Sea Quebec.
Greetings to our kababayans around the globe. I am Captain Felipe D. Langkawon, recipient of 2021 Bagong Bayani Award for Community and Social Service. Destiny is no matter of chance. God guided us to be at the right time, at the right place to help people. Our kababayans who were in great danger. He used me and my crew to save them and bring them back to their families. It is a great honor to be recognized and given this prestigious award. May this serve as an inspiration to all of us as we continue with our journey in life, especially during this difficult time when we are affected by this pandemic. We should all, by God's help, be each other's savior. Again, thank you, and may God bless us all.
That was such an act of true heroism. Captain Langkawon and the crew of LPG Sea Quebec. Congratulations! A big round of applause for their heroism.
Meanwhile, Princess Cruise Line's master photographer, Jofel B. Ibiosa, received the Bagong Bayani Award for Culture and the Arts. 11 outstanding land-based overseas workers were also awarded. For the Bagong Bayani Award for Outstanding Employee, the recipients were Divina B. Digap, Ronaldo N. Endozo, Arnel O. Aguas, Alfredo P. Salvador Jr., and Alfredo B. Pasis. The Bagong Bayani Award for Community and Social Service were awarded to Rodelia M. Pedro, Rosalie M. Regalado, Rodney Keman, Lito C. Doblado, and Restituto S. Sibug. Maria Regina Elizabeth M. Vallejos received the Bagong Bayani Award for Culture and the Arts. Divina B. Digap bagged the Blas F. Ople Award para sa natatanging Bagong Bayani.
The last awardee for the Culture and the Arts category is Mr. Jofel Botero Ibiosa. Jofel B. Ibiosa is a world-class, award-winning Filipino artist with 360 local and international honors from various disciplines, and a 9-time Ani ng Dangal awardee for Visual Arts, National Commission for Culture and the Arts. He's also the founder and executive director of an award-winning arts and advocacy group, the Team 1 Makasining 2017 Asia Pacific Excellence Awardee for Outstanding Arts and Advocacy Organization, and works as a master photographer, platinum artist of Princess Cruise Lines. Moreover, he was designated as one of the SSCC Youth Ambassadors for Cultural Diplomacy. He was also featured in local and international publications. He is the first Filipino to receive these awards. Gold Award in New York Photo Fair. First prize in Chromatic Photography Awards. First place in the Events Photography Competition of the Societies of International School and Event Photographers. Grand Prize in ASEAN Korea Multimedia Competition and the Events Photographer of the Year, which included in the Best of Show exhibition in Moscow International Photo Awards in Russia. Also, he is one of the first Filipino gold medalist recipients in the World Art Camp Olympiad and an awardee for the 2-time Best Photograph in Global Festival Photography Competition in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you our master photographer, Mr. Jofel Ibiosa.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ako po si Jofel Botero Ibiosa, Master Photographer ng Princess Cruise Lines at mula rin po sa Magsaysay Maritime Corporation. Taos-puso po akong nagpapasalamat sa Bagong Bayani Awards Foundation, katuwang ang POEA, OWA, DOLE at iba pang institusyon. Maraming salamat din po sa pag-nominate ni Ginoong Ian Bailon Ermillo. Ang Bagong Bayani Award for Culture and the Arts ay buong puso ko pong inaalay sa aking pamilya, mga kaibigan, mga katrabaho, mga kapwa OFWS at mga kaagapay sa sining at kultura. Patuloy ang pag-alab ng diwang makabayan. Ikinararangal ko po ang pagiging bagong bayani saan mang panig ng mundo. Mabuhay!
We are proud of you, our master photographer, Mr. Jofel Ibiosa. Congratulations!
Up next, Filipino seafarers save refugees in Mediterranean Sea. PMMA assures to resolve COVID-19 outbreak in the academy.
On Friday, 25th of June, ships across the world will sound their horns at 12 noon local time to honor our seafarers. As key workers, we urge governments to facilitate crew changes and prioritize seafarers for vaccines. Last year's shout-out helped reduce the 400,000 seafarers impacted at the peak of the crew change crisis. Currently, 200,000 seafarers are still affected. Without pressure from the maritime community, these numbers will rise again. So get ready to sound your horns and send a message to the world to vaccinate seafarers and ensure global trade continues unhindered.
What if I tell you that KSIM Connect has become a reality? It is the cloud-based ecosystem for maritime education and training, where Kongsberg provides simulation and services to all members. As an instructor, my main goal is to educate and train seafarers to acquire skills promoting safety, sustainability, and efficiency at sea. At KSIM Connect, I can efficiently manage my simulators, my exercises, and my students. In the exercise archive, I can store my library of exercises, and if I want, collaborate and share them with my colleagues or others in the global community. KSIM Connect enables me to give students access to cloud simulation, so they can train anytime and anywhere while learning at their own pace. In addition, I can explore the library of models and exercise areas, download or subscribe those that fit the learning objectives. And I can even order spare parts or a service visit if needed. Kongsberg has started to create the future of maritime education and training by creating the community where instructors can find news, explore and download available simulator models, distribute or share exercises that fit the curriculum. Imagine using KSIM Connect to integrate our simulators in the same virtual exercise environment, enabling students to train and interact together. It doesn't matter whether you're in Singapore, Australia, or in the United States. As long as you're online, you are part of the knowledge-sharing community. Kongsberg is shaping the future of maritime education and training by creating the community. Let's continue building this community together for the benefit of ourselves and the entire maritime training industry. Join KSIM Connect today.
It all started from building homes in the South and transformed into providing roof for every Filipino family. Solar Resources Incorporated's residential developments let you live in space that allows you to achieve a balanced lifestyle. Las Brisas is the newest 9-hectare residential community nestled inside an expansive master plan development of Tierra del Sol in Tanza, Cavite. Offering around-the-clock security, a playground for the kids, and leisure hubs for your relaxation and entertainment. This residential community is located between Tanza and 13 Martires, Cavite. It's only 4.3 kilometers away from SM City 13, Tower Mall 13, and Public Market. It is accessible via Manila, via Cavitex, and upcoming developments such as Cavite-Laguna Expressway and construction of the LRT-1 extension. Solar Resources Incorporated is committed to offering you your ideal home that makes valuable investment and that great suburban experience. Retreat to this southern residence and make your move into something new. Start new living with Solar Resources.
Filipino crew of the container ship Fleur Ann rescued 86 refugees from a drifting boat in the Mediterranean Sea. On his Facebook post, Michael Angelo Henilo narrated that while en route to Livorno, Italy, the Augusta Italian Coastal Navy alerted them that they will pass by a drifting boat with refugees on board. Led by the ship's captain Melvin Villanueva, the 19 all-Filipino officers and crew immediately prepared the equipment and coordinated with the Italian Coastal Rescue Center to save the refugees. Most of the refugees were from Egypt and were headed to Italy to search for jobs, but their boat experienced engine failure. The refugees, including children and older adults, were stuck on board without food and water. With the help of the Filipino seafarers, the refugees were safely transported to the Augusta port in Italy and were turned over to the Italian Coast Guard for further assistance. The Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, or PMMA, has assured the public that it will address the COVID-19 outbreak in the country's premier maritime school the soonest time possible. This was after the Provincial Health Office of Zambales reported 127 COVID-positive cases from the academy. 125 of them were cadets and 2 were employees. In a phone interview with Marino World, PMMA Superintendent Commodore Joel Abutal clarified that the positive cases are mostly asymptomatic. He said that the cadets are well taken care of and provided with vitamins. The infected midshipmen who were isolated and are completing their quarantine period this coming week are expected to be cleared on the confirmatory tests. PMMA also issued a public advisory reiterating that PMMA has established safety rules and protocols to prevent the spread of infections inside the academy, which they describe as partly successful during the past 10 months, where COVID-19 positive cases were minimal, immediately contained, and appropriately managed by the PMMA team in cooperation with the LGUs, provincial government, and regional IATF. The advisory says the PMMA leadership and management is exalting the people, community, and citizens it serves to join hands and help one another to surpass this yet another challenge. Captain Jeffrey Solon has been appointed and sworn into office as the new Deputy Executive Director 3 of the STCW office. Solon took his oath before Marina Administrator Robert Empedrad at the Marina Central Office in Manila. A product of the country's premier maritime school, Philippine Merchant Marine Academy or PMMA, Solon is a seasoned master mariner with a decade of experience on board various tanker vessels. He held top management positions in well-known manning agencies, an inspector, surveyor, and consultant for port security. He was a former president of the Visayan Association of Ferry Boat and Coastwise Service Operators or VAPSO and vice president for Visayas of the Philippine Inter-Island Shipping Association or PISA. Meanwhile, the newly appointed members of the Marina STCW Advisory Council or SAC were also sworn into office by Marina Administrator Robert M. Pedrad via virtual ceremonies. The Advisory Council members represent the different sectors of the industry, from the Professional Association of Seafarers, Captain Gaudencio Morales and Captain Victor Del Prado. From the ship owners sector, Mr. Dario Alampay. From the members of the Academe, Captain Americo Hepilano and Chief Engineer Alfredo Habok. From the Maritime Education and Training, Mr. Sabino Zarmang Likmot II. From the Manpower Business Sector, Ms. Josephine Francisco and Captain Ronald Enrile. The council also include maritime regulatory experts, Attorney Brenda Pimentel and Mr. John Francis Herrera, and STCW competent person of the Philippines, Captain Herminio Estaniel Jr. The council shall advise Marina on its formulation of appropriate, clear, and coherent policies and regulatory document frameworks as it implements the requirements of STCW Convention 1978 as amended. Overseas Filipino workers or OFWs, including seafarers, are now eligible to apply for the National Housing Authority or NHA's low-cost housing programs. A memorandum of agreement was signed by NHA, Department of Labor and Employment, and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration during the celebration of the Migrant Workers' Day. NHA General Manager Marcelino Escalada Jr. announced that OFWs may also now apply at the regional level for the government's affordable housing programs nationwide. NHA's programs were initially offered to government employees, displaced families, low-income families, informal settlers, and indigenous people.
We have seen a lot of our projects nationwide. There are 27 housing projects of NHA that can be found and located in various sites from Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Region 2, Region 3, Region 5, up to Zamboanga, Cabaluay. So we are presenting this by virtue of our intention of trying to provide good housing for our Filipino people, particularly our OFWs. That indeed, your investments to housing is something that can be treasured forever. No amount of money, no amount of equipment, neither vehicles can ever supplement the value of housing. Kahit na you will have tricycle, may bisikleta ka, may sasakyan ka, if you don't have the house to shelter your own family and the security of your family is just like any ordinary situation. So we offer Secretary Bebot and all the family of the Department of Labor and Employment and sa ating mga kababayan OFWs, our housing are available. We have thought of this actually because every time we have housing, the 27 sites all over the country, a lot of OFWs come to see and inspect our housing sites. And normally, we just respond to them, hindi ito para sa inyo, para ito sa mga government employees, para sa mga sundalo, mga police. But I can see the sad face of our OFWs that they could have already been given the opportunity to own one. And therefore, this agreement, Secretary Bebot, will give them the entitlement that at certain point in time, our housing units are available at any time. They can apply at the regional level and it is affordable for everyone.
Next on Maritime Viewpoints. Integrated Seafarers of the Philippines Executive Vice President Captain Danilo Rico Hermoso updates us on the ISP's reintegration programs. Thank you for watching Marino World Weekend. Happy Independence Day. I am Lynn Bacani. See you again next Saturday here on Marino World Online.